Hi, I'm Brak. It's Brak the War Boss, and I'm here with some more news. The Warhammer community has just dropped another episode of Here We Go, so let's go and have a look at Here We Go. And here we go. 31st of May. The Orks. Orks are some of the toughest creatures in the galaxy. Now we've got the stats to prove it. Ooh, I like stats. I do. Right, lads, we're ready to launch this war, and I want all the beakies and knife ears and oomies to know just why we're the biggest and the strongest. Yeah, of course, we're Orks. But they don't know why green is the best, see? Oi, Oomies, tell all them gits why we is gonna crump 'em good. Welcome back to Here We Go, our regular feature looking at a host of new releases for Orks that are coming soon. We've seen extra speedy doctors, squig riding monster slayers over the past few weeks. Now it's time to give you a first look at the rules coming alongside these models. Yay, rules. This new release is going to be great. I can feel it in the water. It is well known by now that Orks are mind-bogglingly tough creatures, able to shrug off wounds that would turn a human into a fine mist and even threaten one of the Angels of Death. Until now, however, their appearance on the table hasn't quite matched up to the kind of creatures that can survive a complete decapitation and come back for another go. That's all about to change in the upcoming Codex Orks. And look, there's an Ork boy, and he has stats. So let's go through the stats. Movement 5 inches, weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 5+, strength 4, toughness 5, wounds 1, attacks 2, leadership 7, leadership 6, and a save of 6+. Okay, so there really hasn't much changed there. Some were predicting to. There were people out there in the community who were hoping for 2 wounded Ork boys. It looks like that's not going to happen. But however, toughness 5, yeah, it is kind of huge. This toughness 5 on Orks mean that no more rolling to wound Ork boys with 2s from very strong weapons, with strength 8 weapons. So it's got to get a bit tougher than that. So yeah, that's good. It's good. It makes them a little bit tougher to wound, I suppose, because they're tough. I'm trying not to ramble. It's a bit late. It's about 10:30 while I'm doing this in the evening. That's right. Toughness 5. In fact, many varieties of Ork throughout the Codex are seeing an extra point of toughness added to their profile. Yes, even Gretchen. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that might make those super runts, and we're going to make Gretchen good, but the super runts, it's all going to start coming together. I'm seeing a plan here, and I'm liking it. It looks like the greenskins are finally living up to the terrifying reputation they have for charging headlong into clouds of gunfire and coming hollering over the other side. I really like this. It is good to see that they're trying to represent they are tough. And that was one of the things that was where the rules and the law, there was a big disconnect. So now this will fix it a little bit. Maybe not completely. I think I would have liked to have seen a Feel No Pain. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is just one stat line, and all we can tell at the moment with Ork boys, we've got they're tougher. 1 wound. 2 attacks. Yeah, there's no real change, but I think this is good. Speaking of orc physiology, we mentioned during our previous look at Beast Snagger Boys that they are a good bit bigger and stronger than their fellow boys, largely due to all that time spent wrangling ferocious squig beasts. All that extra muscle is sure to give them easier time hacking through some particularly tough monsters and vehicles, and perhaps a heavily armoured space marine or two. Stat line for the Beast Snagger Boys. Movement 5 inches, so they're not faster. Weapon skill, ballistics 3+, ballistic skill 5+, strength 5, toughness 5, wounds 1, attacks 2, and the same leadership and save skills. So really they're as tough as boys, but they're stronger than boys, which is what we were sort of hoping. Still, alas, 1 wound. I would have liked to have seen 2 wounds, but I suspect that Knobs will be getting 2 wounds. It's a little sad that we only have 1 wound with these Beast Snagger Boys, but it looks like they're trying to keep all the boys around the same wounds. But they are stronger, so being stronger, they'll be able to hit a lot easier, and that's always a good thing, especially if you've got 20 or 30 of the buggers. It's going to be great. All the scar tissue and crude bionics on a Beast Snagger accumulates over the course of their usually quite short life, and they have upsides too, as the chances of an incoming bullet or a chain sword hitting something the orc needs to function are even lower than usual. Yeah, so that's basically what I said in more fancy words, isn't it? Okay, the Beast Snagger. The gnarled bodies of Beast Snaggers are especially hard to damage, any vulnerable parts having long since been coated in scar tissue or bionic replacements. So the rule is here, each time a model with this ability makes an attack that targets a vehicle or monster, add 1 to the attack's hit roll. Nice. And every model in this unit has a 6+ invulnerable save. Alright, so the Beast Snagger. So we're taking that's going to be, well, I dare not say clan, subculture, so to speak. I'm going to use the term subculture because that's what we have at the moment. It may change, but with this subculture, for the want of a better term, because we don't know, there's a lot of unknowns here at the moment, we're getting these clan traits, and each time a model with this ability makes an attack of a vehicle or monster, so that they really want them to go after the big stuff. So that's add 1 to the attack. So that's not bad. That's not bad. And this is interesting. 6+ invul save. What does that mean for Death Skulls? Will they lose it? I hope not. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We don't know. It's quite possible that they might keep it. Hell, they might decide to give a few clans extra invulnerable saves. I'm not too concerned about this just yet. I'm a little concerned, but we don't know. But we do know, what we do know is that Beast Snaggers are going to get them, and let's face it, they'll want us to buy all those new shiny models. So this is why they're doing that for us too. So go, ooh, nice roll. Both of these units carry their trusty orc choppers into battle, and a eclectic variety of crude melee weapons that green skins of all kinds enthusiastically split all manner of enemies in two with. Veteran players may remember these weapons being particularly effective at piercing thick armour. The choppers are returning to form in the new codex. Oh, look at that. We've been asking for it, and we've now got it. Choppers. have now got an armor penetration of -1. Yes, so very much yes. Thank you, GW. Damage 1, so that's okay. It's yeah, well, yeah, it is what it is. And each time this bearer fights, it makes 1 additional attack with this weapon. So no change that, yeah. So no change there. Okay, what's happening with the big choppers? So strength 2+, AP -1, damage 2. So let's have a look at the old rules. No rule change there. And we've got this thing called a huge chopper, and it's well, we were wondering about this, weren't we? Before, the strength is 3+, -3 AP, and a damage 2. So that's going to be great at helping out, especially monsters and vehicles, and even the Space Marine with that 2 damage. So that'll be very nice. So who exactly will be carrying the huge chopper into battle, you ask? Well, you might remember a certain thickly armoured gentleman from the Warhammer Fest Online having to hold this in his both hands. That's the war boss in mega armour, isn't it? Yeah, well, that's basically it. Will you be forming a tide of upgraded Ork boys in your next army? Yes, I will be. Or will the beast Snagger kin be taking over and leading to the war to victory? Well, I've got a lot of boys, so I'll be probably using them. And I do like the beast Snagger boys, so I'll probably get those as well. Okay, so lots of interesting news. Boys are tougher, and some of their weapons are going to be killier, which is what we want. Did need something, and that something seems to be toughness. So hopefully that will mean that by the time we get to the fight, there's more boys. Whereas, and that was a big problem that we've had, well, just recently, isn't it? That you're trying to run towards the boys and the Space Marines are just shooting you. And so by the time you got there, there was a handful. But I think overall, I'm happy. It's not much of a stat increase, but I think it's enough to help us. I'm going to leave it there. I'll leave it with you. What do you think? Have these statistics that we've seen so far, does it give you hope for the new codex? Or are you just going to throw the Orks away? Comment below. Let's have a conversation. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please like, subscribe and share, and don't forget to press that notification bell. If you'd like to help me financially, you can do so via Buy Me a Coffee or Patreon. The links are below in the description. Okay, time to total off. So remember, if you are going crumping, remember you've got to bash early and bash often.